Welcome back here on the Senior Network. We're now joined by Tatiana Zanzig with Pruitt Home Health. Good to see you, Tatiana.
Good to see you too.
We were talking earlier before the show, and I cannot believe it, but the holidays are right around the corner. And I know in your world that can be a busy time frame. Tell us a little bit about what you see coming.
Absolutely. So, we are in home health. We do see an uptick in referrals from patients, going to the ER. It's just kind of a crazy time when the holidays roll around, families coming into town. Everyone's routine kind of gets thrown a curveball.
Sure.
So we do see an increase in ER visits and hospitalizations.
And is that because of families getting together, diets changing?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Diets changing. Maybe having difficulty sticking to your normal medication routine.
There you go. Right.
Overindulging in alcohol.
Sure.
As you could imagine. So it gets...
And I could imagine too, with the ER situation with COVID this year, that's not going to be a good situation either, I'm sure.
That's right. I mean, this time is, already busy with the holidays coming and flu season, and then you throw COVID into the mix, and it's going to be really interesting to see how everything unfolds. But I think if everybody is just a little bit more conscious of themselves and their, maybe sick family members and ways to kind of prevent any unnecessary ER visits or...
Exactly. And you mentioned it's a great point, because I know when we're dealing with senior population, medication compliance is huge, and a lot of folks end up in the hospital because of that issue. Mm-hmm. Tell me what you folks do when you enter into a home and you start care for someone. Is that something that you try to get reconciled in the beginning?
Absolutely. We do that. I mean, that's pretty much occurs right at the beginning of our visit.
Okay.
The nurse or clinician, any of our clinicians are trained on how to compare medication lists. But basically, a lot of our patients are coming out of a facility, so we have something to kind of check it against.
Already,
So we look at their list, and then we actually look at the medication bottles. We look to make sure that they're not expired and that they're being filled regularly. A lot of patients find it useful to use pill boxes just to stay organized, especially if they have a lot of medications. So that's kind of something that we can kind of help get them organized.
Yeah. So. And you mentioned, I've seen all these automated pill dispensing boxes these days, right?
Yes, yeah.
And that'll actually do it for you, right? If it's loaded?
It will, if you get somebody to load it correctly.
Correct.
And I mean, those are wonderful if, somebody has the funds to purchase one of those. I think that's definitely a useful tool, especially for someone who's maybe a little bit forgetful. Which again, during the holidays, your routine is just a little bit different. So that could
What do you guys see as far as have you been busy through this pandemic? Have things, I'm sure things have changed with having to use technology and things like that, but there's still a need for home health, correct?
Oh, absolutely. And more so than ever.
Right.
We are very busy.
Good for you.
Very busy. But our patient population, we've been very blessed that we've been able to keep everybody safe. We haven't had any issues with COVID.
That is wonderful
So
news.
That's been amazing.
Because you're in a lot of different homes and a lot of facilities, correct, with patients?
Right. We've been able to really manage everything and keep everybody safe, educate them. The ones that, are positive, we have very strict standards and protocols to make sure that there's no issues and that we don't, accidentally expose someone else. So we've been very fortunate that...
Well, for the viewers that may not know, tell us again the areas. I know that Pruitt Home Health is all over the place, but as far as the areas that you personally serve.
Me personally, so I cover Hilton Head, Bluffton, Okatie, Hardyville, Ridgeland. So I'm kind of all over the place, And then sometimes I go out to Savannah, but that's more just for patients that are coming back this way. So.
Right. So if someone is in the hospital, and I know they're coming out and they're going to need home health, usually a discharge planner will put them in touch with you. Is that right?
Typically they will.
Okay.
And we actually have had, especially lately, a handful of patients or their family members reaching out to us
directly,
because they went on the Medicare website and saw that we were the highest rated in the area. And that's a Medicare star rating. That's not something that we put out there. That's something that Medicare puts out there.
That is awesome. Congratulations.
Yeah, and they go on the website and they do see that we're the highest rated, and they, kind of ask us more about home health, and we've actually been getting quite a bit of referrals that way. So
yeah, good for you, Tatiana. Always great information. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you for joining us. We'll be right back here on the Senior Network.